Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about what's going on with Terra. There are new proposals that could actually benefit you if you were holding either Terra or Luna before and or after the problem that we have been experiencing, which depegged UST from the dollar. So if you are interested in learning what's going to happen, if you're going to maybe recoup part of your money, then you need to watch this video till the end, because I'm going to be explaining what this new proposal is and whether that could make you whole again. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, guys, so if you are here, you probably were invested in either Terra or Luna, and you have been experiencing some really bad days since about a week ago when the peg of the UST token completely depegged from the dollar. And not only that, if you were also holding Luna, then you also suffered a little bit a worse of a fate, because now the price of Luna is at 0.0001. That's 3 zeros and a 1. So that's basically an entire going to zero. I mean, you can still trade Luna as a gamble and make some money, but if you were expecting that to go back to whatever it was worth before, then that's possibly not going to happen. But guys, not everything is lost. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because there are new proposals. They started by some members of the Terra community, which I need to say it's a vibrant and growing community. And after they were kind of discussed on Twitter, and I showed you one of those proposals in a previous video, they were taken by Kwon, the founder of Terra, and now he has made them an official voting proposal. So I'm going to show you my screen because I made a little presentation so we can kind of understand what's going on and whether this is going to be hopefully and potentially benefiting you. Now, before we go there, I need to say I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say in my videos is just for educational and hopefully entertainment purposes. So let's go to the browser and see what this proposal is. Okay, so mainly this is like the zoom out aspect. They are proposing to create a new blockchain called Terra. So it's kind of a copy and paste, if you ask me, of the name and kind of. So the thing here is, if it's going to be called the same, people are kind of bringing in the good and the bad from the previous chain. Now, what's in it for you and for everyone who is involved, including developers? Because if there was one good thing about this blockchain, is that there were a lot of good developers that were creating interesting things that could potentially, bring you more money. So let's explore. Let's see what else is here. So the proposal is being voted right now as we are recording this video. The last time I checked, 80% of the votes were in favor of this proposal. So most possibly this is going to happen. So they're going to split Terra into two. One is going to be called Terra Classic, like as in Ethereum Classic, and there's going to be a fork. This is a fork by the same people who created Terra, ironically, because usually forks are created by people who think that there should be a better way of doing things. But in this case, they are forking their own project, and the new one is going to be called Terra, the Terra blockchain, which, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if the best of ideas on naming and branding, but that's how things are. So what's the difference between one and the other, and what's going to happen with people who were invested in the previous chain? Let's see. So they explain why they are trying to do this, and I'm showing you why, because it's kind of important to understand the motive, or the motivation behind this, so we can kind of look into the future and kind of foresee what's going to happen, not only when and if you receive one of the benefits they are proposing, but if it's worth in the long term. So here is what Kwon stated in the posting, actually in the voting posting, and they say this is a living document, but then it says it's updated in final. So final is and it's being voted right now. So they say the motivation behind this is while UST has been the central narrative of Terra's growth story over the last year, the distribution of UST has led to the development of one of the stronger developer ecosystems in crypto, which is actually true. There are really good developers, and as opposed to Ethereum, which has their own developing language, which is called Solidity, Terra has their own, and it's hard for developers to migrate from one chain to the other unless there are the same programming languages are existing in both blockchains. So in this case, they're trying to save the developers as well as the people who were invested. So they say the Terra ecosystem and its community are worth preserving. And yes, I totally agree with them. They say Terra app ecosystem contains hundreds of developers working on everything from DeFi to fungible labor markets, and that's interesting. We need to do a little bit more research about what this means. State-of-the-art infrastructure and community experience. And as you guys know, the success or failure of anything, but also blockchain projects, depend on the network. The network is basically the community, and this community, if it works properly, they bring more people to the community. So this is the network effect, and this is why Bitcoin is so successful, because it was the first mover, and their network power is one of the strongest in the crypto community, and I would dare to say in the financial community, guys, because tell me what other project has brought so many people and so much money in such a short period of time. And it's actually, up there fighting with gold, which has been a resource for the last 1,000 or 3,000 years. So the fact that Terra wants to save the community, I think the most valuable thing they still hold is their community, and that includes potentially you and I. So they're trying to save this. I've seen many other projects trying to save them to some degree of success. One of them is Planet Watch. They're trying to save their Aware community. I don't think it's kind of working really well. But anyway, let's not digress. Then they say Terra Station has a large install base. So as you guys know, you need a Terra Station to do certain things with your UST or your Luna. So there's a base of above 1 million users in the world with that software installed in the computer. So in terms of Silicon Valley investment, that is already progress. If you're starting from scratch, it's really hard to get to a base of people who have installed your software and to get to that million user point. So it sounds to me like it was a pitch for venture capitalists, which are important. There needs to be money coming into this. So far, it's interesting, but how is it benefiting the normal guy or girl like you and I? They continue. Although distressed, strong brand recognition and a name that almost everyone in the world will have heard about. So yeah, there's brand recognition. Then they say UST peg failure is Terra's DAO hack moment, a chance to rise up anew from the ashes. Oh, so this is inspiring. But how, guys, is this going to be benefiting you and me and everyone who has put their hard-earned dollars or whatever coin you use in your country into Terra? Well, this is what's coming right after this slide. So before we go there, when they're going to be splitting or creating this forking, actually, the blockchain, they're going to create a new token. The new token is going to be called, guess what? Luna. Yes, guys, another branding issue. So the Luna you currently have, if you're holding any Luna, is going to be renamed to Luna Classic. And the new Luna is going to be called Luna. And kind of doesn't make much sense to me. And I've been in branding for a while. As you know, guys, I've been an entrepreneur for a number of times. And I've never take this route with the renaming, but it is what it is. It's kind of confusing. But anyway, there's going to be an airdrop. So now we're here, guys. We're all into airdrops. And now let's try to understand the details of the airdrop to understand if you're getting it and how much you're getting. So first question, who is going to be getting the airdrop? First, Luna Classic take stakers. I missed an S. So if you were staking Luna Classic, you're going to get the airdrop. Holders of Luna Classic and residual UST holders. Now, I don't exactly know what a residual UST holder is. They don't actually explain, but then they go we'll see in the next slide which kind of UST holders will get the airdrop. And finally, Terra Classic app developers. So they're trying to save their development community, and if you were developing for them, you're going to be getting the airdrop too. Now, how much? We'll see. What's going to happen with TFL? TFL was the main organization behind the development and demise of the Terra network, including Luna and Terra UST. So how much are they getting of the airdrop? They won't be getting anything, in regards of the airdrop. So they are doing this in order to convey the idea that the new blockchain, Terra, will be fully community owned. So, which is nice. I don't know how, in the end, if this is going to be happening. Like, really, none of the original founders will be getting an interest in this new blockchain. But anyway, in terms of the wallet, they won't be getting any airdrop. Now, how are the allocation of funds going to be happening in terms of the airdrop? Well, the funds from the new blockchain, part of it is going to be going as an emergency runway for existing Terra dApp developers. So in terms of VC funds and startups, a runway is the amount of months that you still have money in your bank account or in your wallet to keep developing without going broke. So they're kind of, this is kind of a grant for developers, so they don't just quit and just leave. Which, if you're planning on staying here, it's good for you. Also, they're trying to align the interests of developers with the long-term success of the ecosystem. And they want there to be network security to be incentivized with network inflation. So part of this fund is going to be going to inflation. Now, they don't tell us how much the inflation will be. I would expect it to be a low, like in the 2 to 3%, which is kind of usual for stable blockchain. So, but it could be 10%, it could be 20%. I hope it doesn't go that route, but they don't say how much. And then they're going to be allocating a number of new tokens, new Luna, to for people who stake those tokens, and they're going to be rewarding you with 7% as opposed to 20% per annum. So that's how the funds that will not be airdrop will be divided. Now, the new token will be distributed. Community pool 25%. Pre-attack Luna holders. So this is the part that interests us. 35% of the overall minting of tokens will go in an amount of 35% of them to pre-attack Luna holders. Now they're going to be taking a snapshot of who had Luna in their wallets, and that's how they're going to be defining who gets this part of the distribution. Now, there's no answer on whether you needed to have the Luna in your Terra wallet, or if having the Luna, like let's say in Qcoin or Binance, will count towards this. There's a lot of explanation to be done. So unfortunately, there's no answers to this question yet, but we'll be trying to delve as time progresses, and I'm going to be trying to get you those answers. Now, if you were holding less than 1 million Luna before the attack, you will be having to wait 1 year. That's the meaning of a cliff. And then you will get your airdrop over 2 years after the 1 year period of waiting. So a vesting is how much time you have to wait till you get the full funds, and a cliff is the wait before you start receiving those funds. And if you were holding more than 1 million Luna, then you will have to wait that 1 year, that cliff of 1 year, and you will be vested in the span of 4 years. Now, who else gets the airdrop? Well, if you were an AUST holder, you get 10% of that airdrop. Now, AUST were the tokens that people had, the UST that were staked in Anchor. So that's Anchor UST. So you would get 10% of those tokens. If this is your case, there is a 500,000 AUST whale cap, which should cover 99.7% of people who had AUST, or actually UST, which is the same thing as 26.72% of UST. Sorry, of UST invested through Anchor. So most probably you are one of these benefiters. And if this is your case, 50% will be unlocked at Genesis. Now, when is Genesis going to be happening? When this voting goes live. So no, not live. If actually it ends up being approved, which is most likely. 85% of this airdrop you will be receiving over 2 years after a 6-month wait. So you will have to wait 6 months to receive the 85% remainder of your airdrop, and this 85% remainder you will be receiving over 2 years. So it's not immediate, guys, but the fact that you have to wait, if they manage to do the thing right, will help the price of the new Luna to go up. And there's many factors going to this, but hopefully it will happen. Now, if you were a post-attack Luna holder, so if after the attack, and they call it an attack, it was most surely an attack by a whale or central bank, who knows. But if you're in this case, there's going to be a 10% airdrop for everyone who were holding or actually purchased Luna after the attack. Now, this includes people who were staking Luna using derivatives, so options, for example. If you're in this case, 50% will be unlocked at Genesis. So remember, guys, this is at the time of the approval going positive, like being voted yes. And then 80% of the rest of your airdrop will be vested over 2 years after a 6-month wait. And another group who is going to be receiving this airdrop is post-attack UST holders, and they're getting 20% of the airdrop. So if you purchase UST after the attack, then you're getting 20% of the airdrop. And I think this is fair because people who purchase the Luna after the attack, like me, were just speculating, trying to gamble and get possibly, and some people actually got 1,000% return on their investment by gambling. So, but people who were buying UST were contributing to pegging it, trying to peg it again. So they get 20%, 50% at Genesis, so almost immediately, 85% vested over 2 years after a 6-month wait. So these guys will also have to wait to get their airdrop Luna. They will not be getting UST. So this is also important to know, guys. If you were holding, let's say $10,000 UST in UST, you will not be getting $10,000 back. You will be getting part of the airdrop. We don't exactly know how much because we don't know how many holders there were. And you will be getting new Luna, which is going to be called Luna. But anyway, what are my thoughts on this? Well, guys, is it worth, when you get your Luna, your new Luna, to wait and hold them? It will all depend on how much they can create a demand for Luna, right, guys? Because not everything is going to be distributed to people, and it will be held universally and eternally in wallets. Some people will decide to sell their Luna, and when there's sell pressure, the price of Luna will go down. My thought is that most people, at least not the whales, will try to sell their Luna, because if you had $10,000 and you're getting $3,000 back, you don't want them to vanish as the old Luna happened, right, guys? You don't want the new Luna to go the same route of the old Luna. So and trust in Kwon and Terra has been let's be fair, guys, it's been eroded. So maybe we're going to see a drop in the price, and then eventually we're going to see a rise. I don't know. In my case, if the amount of Luna I get is equivalent to the old amount of Luna of dollars I invested in the old Luna, I will possibly sell and wait. After having sold, wait to see what happens with the new Luna. And it also depends on development, what's going on in development. There's so many blockchains that I don't see why, at least for me, it would make sense to keep my money invested in this blockchain. I hope this was useful to you guys. If it was useful, do like this video and don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep getting more information related to blockchain and learning how to invest in this technology and hopefully how to grow your money. See you in the next video. Bye bye now.